kind of teasing us a little bit earlier about what that thing could do.
Yeah, there are a lot of factors that are going to go into the eventual outcome of what this thing does when it moves into Texas next Tuesday. Hillary, by the way, is tracking up to the north. It's going to scrape by the Baja Peninsula and then, like we just heard, deliver a ton of rain to Southern California and Nevada as it moves into that part of the U.S. In the coming days. So that's Hillary. That's not a problem for us. We are watching the Gulf of Mexico and generally the tropics. They're starting to wake up, and they typically do mid-August heading into September. We've got a trio of tropical waves in the Atlantic, one with the low probability to develop, a medium, and then a high, but none of these three are going to be problematic for us. It's the tropical wave that's just to the northeast of Cuba that we're watching very closely. Right now, the Hurricane Center is giving that a 40% chance to develop, and the window for development is going to be between Sunday and Tuesday as this thing crosses over the Gulf of Mexico. Right now, it's just upper level energy, and that energy is going to get into the Gulf on Sunday. And the question with this is going to be, how much, if any at all, can the upper level energy translate down to the surface and get some spin going for some tropical organization? So we're going to look at all the variables here. The wind shear in the Gulf on Sunday. This isn't an abnormally high amount or low amount. It's kind of neutral. It's not going to be enough to totally take away the possibility for development, but it's not completely low and absent to where we'd see something go kaboom if it got into the Gulf. So it's kind of a neutral player in the forecast. Sea surface temperatures, they are plenty warm. That's not a problem. Upper 80s on the sea surface temps. And this system right now is still ingesting some Saharan dust. So that's going to be a mitigating factor. And with all of this coming together, this thing is going to be moving across the Gulf east to west. And some of the guidance, again, does try to initiate some spin at the surface. This is the upper atmosphere energy moving in. And that's going to happen on Tuesday afternoon. Right now, I think the most likely region for this to move in is going to be northern Mexico up to the middle Texas Gulf Coast on Tuesday afternoon. The European model throws it into northern Mexico on Tuesday, and with that, a system passing south of the coastal bend, it would send in a lot of moisture around the top side of that storm and then move inland fairly quickly. Still some showers here on Wednesday morning, but by later in the day Wednesday, we'd be completely done with the rain chances. So I don't think we're looking at a flooding episode because of the quick movement of this thing, but we are going to see perhaps 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain in parts of the coastal bend and Corpus Christi. This may get adjusted. If this tracks a little farther north, we'd have to move this north. South, we'd move it south. And if it strengthens, we might have to raise the totals. But right now, again, 1.5 to 2.5 inches with locally higher amounts possible. Best chance will be on Tuesday into Wednesday with this thing. That's when the timing will be as it tracks in. Rainfall 1.5 to 2.5 inches. Wind 25 to 35 miles per hour, some gusts up to 40. That is close to tropical storm force conditions, so it wouldn't surprise me to see maybe some talk of a tropical storm watch for this part of the world. But if it did get that high, I don't think it would be to the point where we're talking about destructive winds. It would be a low-end tropical storm at worst. 7 to 10 foot waves coming in. That's going to bring in coastal flooding and elevate the rip current risk. And as this all happens, we'll catch a little break from the heat. Highs may stay below 90 here on Tuesday. That would be nice, wouldn't it? 99 today, though. It's very hot outside tonight. Not a whole lot of relief. Upper 70s overnight tomorrow. Kicking off the weekend close to 100, very close to record high territory, and a heat index of 114. On the water, pretty calm. This weekend will be great on the water, but heading into, again, next week, things deteriorate with respect to the weather forecast. And right now, it's looking like Tuesday afternoon for that disturbance to work into Texas somewhere. And hopefully it delivers the badly needed rains that we desperately want here, and without any of the destructive winds that can sometimes accompany these tropical systems. So that's the latest right now. I could have gone on for another 5 minutes, but I guess we got to share with news as well. But brain dump also on KIIITiba.com. I just updated all that. So
go there,
text version
find out
for
more,
that.
and in the meantime, another hot weekend to get through. So
Yeah,
that's
very
what we'll
hot.
do.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Alan. Hey, we've got more coming.